So I've been seeing this question a lot, why you're not getting sales in your business. Now, it's not what you think. It's not about posting more or you're not good enough. It's really understanding who you're speaking to, what they need from you, and if you have the solution to give to them. It's really because something is unclear in your strategy. So today I'm going to break down exactly what the real reasons are and how to fix it. This is what I've done in my business and was able to see sales. So I'm hoping this can work for you. Okay, so let's get into it. You can post every single day. You can have the aesthetics. You can hit all the, dot all the I's and cross the T's. But if you are not understanding who it is you're speaking to, who you're talking to, and the problem that your content, your offer, your product solves, you're talking to the air. So, in other words, if you can't explain what you sell in one sentence, you'll be confused. Your content will be confusing. Therefore, there will be no conversion. And the same for your ideal customer. If your customer cannot explain in one sentence what you do, what you sell, they won't buy because of confusion. Here's a thing that I had to step away from. I had to step away from sounding too inspirational, too motivational, because obviously that does not turn into sales. And the reason being is that people stack the motivation without making any moves. It's true. It's a harsh reality, but it is very true. They know they need it. And it's like they will continue to stack it, the motivation, the inspiration, because it feels good. It fills that void of having to make that move. So it's like it's numbing their comfort zone, so they'll stay right there instead of making that inspired action to move forward. Another reason I found is that you're posting but not selling. So for example, you are not posting your offer enough, or you're not explaining the outcome or mentioning that you do have something to sell. I know we want to step away from sounding too salesy or selling is sleazy. Yes, it can be, but transition, reframe your mindset from selling to serving. Once you do that, just watch how your content, how you start selling starts to feel more easier. Another reason why you may not getting consistent sales is not having systems in place. Without systems, your sales will be random, and we don't want random money. So another thing I would highly recommend is you to include systems in your business, such as a sales system. Now, this includes having a CTA, which is a call to action after each post. But remember, your post should be reflecting on the content that your audience is already looking for. Okay, hint, hint. What they're already looking for, you should be making content extremely relevant to that so that your content is in the mix, is in the ranks. If you're not making content that are searchable content, your content will be irrelevant. That's what I noticed in my business. That's what I noticed in my content. And since I switched over to making search-based content, things started to go up. Okay, so try switching your content to search-based content. Figure out, and this is why I talk about clarity, understanding your ideal audience, your market, your ideal customer, your client. Once you understand what it is, who they are first, and understand what they're looking for, you'll know what to post so that your content ends up on their FYP, on their search-based content, so that you end up relevant to what they're looking for. So here's how to fix this. You're going to identify the problem, create the offer to that problem, and you're going to speak about it consistently. That is it. Not the 10 steps, not the 30 niches, and you got 50 products. Speak to one problem. You're going to identify the problem. You're going to speak to the problem because you are the solution. Therefore, when you're speaking to the problem, they're identifying you as the authority, as the go-to person. for that solution, because now you're understanding them. They feel seen by you. So now they're coming to you. Once you have that problem in mind, create an offer and start sharing the offer. Not how many pages or whatever the colors are, but share why they need your offer as the solution. Here's another thing I found out about not making sales. This may be hard to hear. Let me hold your hand. When you're starting a business, like, you are not building it around what you like. You have to build it around what they need. We have to step away from, I know many people won't speak about this, but I'm going to speak about this because I was stuck right here for quite some time. I believed that, oh, since it's my business, it has to be this way. But I need money from other people. I'm not buying my business. I'm creating the business for someone else. So we have to sometimes step back and see what it is they need from us in order for us to create it so that they can purchase. A lot of business owners create offers, products, digital products off of what they like, off of what sounds good, what feels aligned to them, as opposed to the people that they're supposed to serve. And so instead of creating what problem people are actively searching for, remember what I said before, you have to be they have to be actively searching for your product so that it is relevant to their current season. So remember, you want to stay relevant to their FYP, to their algorithm, to their season. So you want people to already be paying for what they're paying to fix. If you are the go-to, for example, if you're the go-to person for design, you're so good on Canva, you can create designs on Canva for small business owners. You want to make sure that your services, your products, even if you turned it into a digital product, you want to make sure that you are relevant to the small business owners, not what you like. It's not about you. Your business is never about you. Going back to sales, because this is extremely important. The CTA, I try to stay away. Like, sometimes I do include that if you're interested, click the link in the description or whatnot. But I realize that when you give them that option of the if you want to show up to the barbecue, how, you know what I mean? It's like, what sense of urgency is there? How are you giving them, hey, this is the solution, click this link right now? So I say this to say, like, selling is making sure that you call out the problem and you're giving them a solution right there and then. For example, here's how I help you and here's how to buy. You're not inviting, you're not asking if or might or maybe, but this is your problem. This is the solution. Click right here for it. Period. Lastly, and definitely not least, is shifting your mindset from employee to CEO to from a hobby to a business.6 you shift your business from a hobby mindset, such as, oh, maybe they'll buy, or I think this is what I'm going to offer, you will see a change in not only your content, but in your sales and your conversion. Because the business mindset is offering a solution. You are solving a problem. You expect to get paid. So therefore, you because of your expectation, your belief, your faith in knowing that you're going to get paid, your habits, your behavior, your actions start to align with that mindset. And when it aligns, your messaging will land. Your content will flow easier. So it's really a shift in your mindset in making sure that, no, this is not a hobby. There's no mights or maybes. I will get paid. I do have this solution. I am the person to deliver. When sales are not happening, it's usually because your offer is unclear, your person, you're not sure who you're speaking to. The messaging isn't really landing because you don't know who you're speaking to. Your systems aren't there. The content system, sales system, those systems are imperative for your business because not only does it help you identify who your person is, but it also helps you start selling in a way that is consistently flowing your content to them. So it's an easy buy. They start to build that know, like, and trust factor due to the content system. Then it's much easier for sales to flow. The money flow will increase, therefore you can breathe again. You can make sales, and this is exactly what I explained in my business clarity bundle in the link below.